I just got to test Google/XREAL's Project Aura for an hour straight. And I have some things to say. But first, if you appreciate me flying all the way out to Long Beach to test Google and XREAL's newest glasses coming out this fall, so I can tell you all the details, if it's worth it, and my actual testing experience, all I ask is that you subscribe so you can stay fully up to date to the latest smart glasses news and tests, and so that you could potentially win a pair of smart glasses. We're doing giveaways very, very soon. And you can't win if you're not subscribed. So what is Project Aura? Well, this is a collaboration between Google and XREAL to develop the first step in the Android XR platform in the form factor of glasses. We had the Galaxy XR headset came out, which I didn't have great reviews of for a couple reasons. But now we have Project Aura, something completely different, something in the glasses form factor, something that Apple can't compete with yet. Now, these right here are the XREAL 1S, one of the most recent glasses released by XREAL themselves. And as you can see, it has the bird bath technology, very similar AR glasses feel. And if you don't know, AR glasses essentially just mirror whatever is on your phone screen or your laptop screen, project it into the real world in an enormous movie screen with great quality, easy 120 hertz, 1080p or 1200p resolution, but it looks amazing. It's like amazing movie theater experience. Sometimes you can do multiple screens with different softwares on your computer in this, but that's basically all they could do. And all that completely changes with Project Aura. It's a pair of XR/AR glasses that is fully standalone with the little power puck, which also doubles as a touchpad. Now this puck gives the glasses 4 hours of battery life, although you can charge it at the same time that you are using it if you would like. You can still do all of the normal AR glasses things like plug the USB-C cord into a laptop or gaming console or phone or anything like that, with a really cool caveat that makes them way better than any other AR glasses, which I'll explain in a little bit. But as far as the actual specs of the Project Aura Android XR AR glasses, here's what you need to know. These glasses are built on top of the Android XR ecosystem, so any Android apps on the Play Store you can use on these glasses. Anything from Steam Link to a bunch of different games like Minecraft, tons of different productivity tools like Trello, and streaming services like Netflix or YouTube. So that most Android apps that you build can be, or that anyone builds, can be resized and viewed in these giant sort of panes that you can move around with your hands like in Apple Vision Pro. And that brings me to the next point. They have 2 camera sensors on the front of the glasses, which function to enable hand tracking. So you can enlarge screens, push them away. There's this game that I got to test where you can like grab the board and move little pieces around. Works very well. And that's also because they're 6DOF, meaning you can approach things in space, go back, and they will stay around. You can walk around them, and this applies to any screens that you place as well. The field of view is a whopping 70 degrees, which is way bigger than any other AR glasses that exist, including the new Snap specs, which are just 51 degrees. These XREAL 1Ss, which are 52 degrees, or even the Viture Beast, which has the widest field of view of any AR glasses at 58 degrees. Project Aura is 70, and I definitely noticed this when I tested it. For interaction, you're gonna be able to use a touchpad puck. You can use hand tracking, which I like the most, and you can do voice interaction as well. And you have a couple buttons on the actual glasses, like the top one, which you can tap and hold and activate Gemini. You can also share your screen with Gemini and then ask it questions about whatever it is that you're looking at. The battery inside the puck, as I mentioned, is 4 hours of battery life, and that's gonna be 4,455 milliamp hours, which is a ton. And all of the processing and compute is done in this puck, which is nice, and it allows the glasses to not be ridiculously heavy, as they are just under 95 grams, which is a good amount less than the Snap specs, for instance. But still heavier as far as other AR glasses are concerned, but this isn't something that I noticed when I wore them. It kind of just felt like wearing any other AR glasses. I didn't really notice the extra weight. As far as productivity, it says that it supports up to 5 floating/pin screens, just like an Apple Vision Pro, simultaneously, and you can connect it to whatever devices that you want. You can also do cool things that you could do with the Galaxy XR headset, like roam this enormous map of the real world and sort of zoom through like you're Spider-Man almost. and even have Gemini reorganize your screens without even having to ask, just by a simple button press, which is really nice if you happen to get really cluttered with a bunch of screens around you. Now, part of the reason this device is way more powerful than any other AR glasses we've seen before is because it has 2 chips, including the latest Snapdragon Elite platform and XREAL 1S spatial coprocessor. As for the optical see-through, and all that means is that it displays things onto your real life vision. It doesn't like regenerate everything around you like an Apple Vision Pro would with its cameras. You're actually seeing real life, and then you're seeing the digital overlaid on top. That's gonna have 5 steps of electrochromic dimming, going from pretty close to clear all the way down to pitch black in the background. That's 5 steps, which is a nice step up, no pun intended, from the previous 3 steps of the XREAL 1S, and 2 steps in a lot of other AR glasses, only really being beaten by the In-Air 2 Pro glasses, which have stepless electrochromic dimming, so it has essentially infinite different shades in between, but 5 steps is plenty. You get really immersed when you want to. You can actually see everything in real life, so you can still interact with people and have screens floating around you while you walk around, just like you would on an Apple Vision Pro. As for the release timeline of these glasses, they are already available for pre-order. They're launching in fall of this year, just like the Snap specs, and there's 2 sort of pre-order packages. Number 1, for $299 upfront, you can reserve the glasses and get the very first pairs shipped out, the first 2,000. You even get a custom laminated number on your power puck to show which order number you are. I think I was like $359 because I ordered them, of course, for this channel. But unfortunately, that one is already sold out. All 2,000 of those have been filled. But you can also do one where you get a launch credit, which essentially means you get $100 off. You pay $99 now, and it counts for a $199 credit towards the final purchase. So it's exactly $100 off, and it's just $99 up front. Now, this pre-order offer for $100 off only lasts the next 27 days, so you might want to decide if you want to do this maybe by the end of this video. But if you're wondering the full price, which might be keeping a lot of you from actually pre-ordering, unfortunately, they haven't released this info yet. Now, they have informed me that it's less than $1,500, and I have it on good authority from other sources that it is more than $1,000. So somewhere in between that price point, if you're willing to spend that, then you can confidently reserve it if you like what you see in this video. Now, let's get on to my actual test, because as I mentioned, I was able to test these for an hour straight, which was really nice. And for all that, here's what you came for. So for a lot of this, I'm just going to show you different B-roll, and they have a sort of live feed TV screen that shows all of the actual stuff I was doing while I sat on the couch or stood up and walked around. Now, the first thing I did was sort of get used to the hand tracking controls, you know, basic tutorial stuff, and I will say the hand tracking worked pretty dang well. It's kind of on par with the Galaxy XR headset I tested a while ago, which I didn't love the hand tracking on that, but I would say it's actually better than that now. Now, in my prior review about the Galaxy XRs, I mentioned that the eye tracking wasn't the best of all time, but these glasses don't actually use eye tracking, it's all hand tracking, and that in general works pretty dang well. A little bit less well than the Snap specs, I would say, but overall still really, really good. Definitely up there as far as the best performers for hand track. Now, it came with a bunch of pre-installed Android apps, and you can get anything on the App Store that you want, so you're definitely not limited to these. I started watching like a YouTube video, which was ultra high quality. So overall, the hand tracking worked really well. The experience on YouTube worked. I also got to watch a video in 3D, and it appears to be the same system that's in the XREAL 1S for their 2D to 3D conversion, meaning you can convert whatever media you're watching or playing into 3D so it looks even cooler and more immersive. I did this with a Spider-Man trailer. It was really, really cool. The 3D is just excellent with the Project Auras, just like it is in the XREAL 1S. Then they had me demo sort of the multiple screens heads-up display stuff, so I opened another app on the side. That worked pretty dang well, and I was able to reorganize with just the tap of a button, which was nice. The Gemini AI also worked pretty well. You can ask any questions that you want. You can ask it to take you somewhere, and that's where the next part of the demo came in, where I got to go around this big sort of map of the real world in a full 3D space, and at this point I basically felt like I was Spider-Man. It was pretty freaking cool. You can also ask it to take you somewhere random, and it will do that, although there was some temporary glitches when I tested this in the demo. Overall, that map experience was really cool, really 3D, something I wish that I tried on the Galaxy XR headset when I had it, but it still works just as well in these glasses, which is going to be a decent amount cheaper than a full Galaxy XR headset, which was pretty cool. Now, the next thing I did was play this 6DOF game, sort of custom built for the XR experience, and it's basically this giant board game. The tactics work similar to D&D, where you put your piece on an enemy and then you have to roll a dice to see if you will succeed or not. You go around sort of this 3D map, you can rotate it, you can push it back, you can pull it forward, and it is a pretty cool experience. Now, this was supposed to be in 6DOF, but there was some weird sort of issue where it was being more 3DOF, where if I walked forward and tried to get close to the board, it would also go back with me, although this didn't happen in the other demos, as far as I heard. So I had to actually pull the entire game board toward me, then grab the piece and then place it. But overall, it was really cool. And you could actually pick up the enemy pieces, look at them up really close. It was a really immersive experience. There was just that tiny little glitch, which was probably more on that app side than the hardware or software that's, built into the glasses. And I'm sure that'll be fixed by launch. Now, next up is potentially my favorite part of this whole experience. And it's because I haven't experienced anything like what I'm about to share with you. So far, experience in general has been really good. The field of view is insanely huge, way bigger than you're used to, which makes having multiple screens really nice because you can still see all of them with the 70-degree field of view, where you might struggle a little more if it's 46 degrees. The ultra high quality is better than I expected as far as resolution in any AR glasses that I've tested. And this next point, which I love, which is when we got to plug a Steam Deck that just happened to be on hand into the actual glasses. Now, the Power Puck has two USB-C ports, so you can either charge it while using the glasses, or you can use the glasses powered by the Power Puck and then plug in some other device like a laptop or a Steam Deck, game console, phone, you name it. Now, the cool thing is, as soon as you do this, you get the full mirrored screen like you would in any AR glasses, but it's also a lot more like an Apple Vision Pro at this point, and it's a lot more seamless than an Apple Vision Pro, which you have to do more than just plug something in to get these sort of connections. You have to press a couple buttons, do a couple things, but with this, you just plug it in, and then all of a sudden your Steam Deck screen is huge screen in front of you, and you can play your favorite game, right? Cool, but it doesn't stop there. All the hand tracking rules still apply, so you can resize the screen, you can push it away, you can move it around, and because you're still plugged into the Power Puck operating on this Android XR system, you can still open other apps. So you can look at your hand, open the home screen over here, open YouTube or Google Chrome, and then you can watch a walkthrough of the game while you're playing it in this really, really cool immersive 3D space layered onto your real life. You can surf the web, you can listen to a lo-fi playlist. You can do anything at the same time as whatever device you have plugged in. So if I wasn't playing a game, I could also plug my laptop in, have that screen, drag it around with my fingers, enlarge it, and then open other apps over here. And because it's on Android, you basically get all the apps you could ever want. All the productivity apps like Trello, you get AI apps like ChatGPT, Grok, or whatever your favorite one happens to be. And you obviously get YouTube and all of the apps that basically exist. They're all available to use by you. So multitasking, it just reaches a whole new level with this experience. And the fact that all you have to do is plug it in to the device and then it's just there and you can move it around and then still do all of your other things is insane. It's something that doesn't exist on any other AR glasses, and I love it. And it's honestly game-changing. Probably the thing I'm most excited about is for the multitasking experience. On top of that, you can also share your screen and ask Gemini AI questions about the game you're playing, or maybe the editing software you're using on your laptop, because it can see what you're seeing. You don't have to describe things. You don't have to take screenshots like I do on my MacBook. None of that. You just press the little screen sharing button, and then you can activate Gemini to ask questions very easily, either by tapping or holding on the top button. And then you can just activate Gemini and ask whatever questions that you want about whatever work, play, or whatever it is that you're doing. Now, that's the general experience. I obviously asked a ton of questions during this, but how was the overall experience? And I would say it was pretty dang good. I mean, it was enough for me to order the Founders Edition, pay $300 right up front while I was leaving the building. That being said, it's still pretty high price to pay, which is sort of seeming like the trend now with all these new smart glasses coming out from these big brands. They're getting more expensive, but the capabilities are also jumping up a ton. You're getting great hand tracking capabilities. You're getting a standalone system with that power puck where you don't have to connect it to your phone or device or anything. And if you do, you can still move those around with hand tracking and do stuff on a bunch of other screens at the same time. And on top of all that, you can ask Gemini questions about everything you're doing. Now, is all of that worth between $1,000 and $1,500 plus a $100 off if you did that pre-order within the next 27 days? Maybe. That's up to you to decide. I would say if you have the money and you like AR glasses, they're probably going to be the best AR glasses that you've ever used because everything is built in. If you don't have that much money, or if you've tried AR glasses before and you don't love the experience of having the giant screen or using Android apps like you could on the XREAL 1S with a Beam 2, for instance, then you're probably not going to magically love AR glasses all of a sudden. So if that's you, then maybe this wouldn't be the purchase for you, or if you just don't have that much money. But overall, I do think for AR glasses enthusiasts, it's great. It's a great system. If you like the Galaxy XR, you want it in a smaller form factor, also amazing. So it really just depends on your preference and what you're looking for. If you like the idea of AR glasses, you want something to expand your productivity and your gaming and your entertainment experience, AR glasses are really great for that. And the Project Aura is the best in class, just period. But what do you guys think? Are you going to get the Project Aura glasses in collaboration with Google and XREAL, or are you going to pass and get something else? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments and any questions that you guys might have about the product. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.